Okay, this is future Austin here. I just recorded the fan reaction, and you will all see what my thoughts were on the game very shortly. But when I stopped recording, I opened up Twitter. And you know what I found out? That no one in that leadership group, nobody, no Connor McDavid, no Leon Draisaitl, no Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, no Darnell Nurse, and none of the goalies faced the media tonight. Nobody in the leadership group faced the media tonight after the game, and the goalies didn't face the media. Now, what good would that have done? I don't know, but I had to make a comment on that. That is pathetic. Pathetic. Bunch of... I have so many words that I wish I could say now, but I already recorded the fan reaction. It's embarrassing. That's just crazy. Enjoy the fan reaction. I just had to get this out here. I cannot believe that nobody on that leadership group spoke to the media after that performance. That's unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. What are we doing? That is absolutely insane. What to do, what to do, what to say, what to say. Now, there's a few ways this video could go. I could scream like Steve Dangle until I'm blue in the face, pop a couple blood vessels in my brain, lose my voice, but all that would be doing is just hurting myself, right? Blow out the vocal cords, give myself a migraine. That doesn't seem worth it. Why would that doesn't seem worth it for a team that clearly had no interest in playing hockey tonight, that clearly was not ready to go from Chris Knobloch, that clearly doesn't know what to do because the lines are shuffled every 5 seconds with this group. I was talking to my dad earlier today, and the Oilers held practice at Rogers Place the last 2 days. And then this morning at morning skate, all of a sudden, the lines that they had at practice were not the lines that they were going to run with tonight. Now, I don't know about you, but if I was a player, and we're practicing, getting familiar with line mates for 48 hours, for 2 straight practices after a day off, and then I show up on game day and on the lineup whiteboard in the locker room, my name is penciled in with 2 other guys that I did not practice with. You know how annoying that would be? You know how fed up I would be? I think tonight is a night where the players were fed up. They're fed up with Chris Knobloch's line blender. They're fed up with the piss poor goaltending. They are fed up with a system that kills their offensive ability to be creative and generate anything at all. This is a group that collectively decided, you know what, Chris Knobloch, we're not playing tonight. We're not playing. You didn't have us ready to go. You clearly have no idea what you want as a head coach. So what do I want as a player? And as a fan, if you were at the game tonight, I'm so sorry. Could you... It's sad, right? The cameras, they're always panning around the crowd, right? And they always show the kids looking sad. And one, I hate when the media does that. Don't show kids that are looking sad. Show the adults that are looking sad. Don't show the kids. Kids don't deserve to be laughed at or ridiculed during games. But also, the fans that did pay hard-earned money, I don't remember what the score was. It was like 5-1 or 6-1 or something. And some fans tried to start doing the wave for some reason. I don't know what that's all about. I mean, obviously, that is much more entertaining than watching your team get absolutely ass blasted on home ice. It's a completely unacceptable stretch of hockey that we've seen this team play. In October, I had a lot of fans commenting, oh, it's the October Oilers. Don't worry, they'll turn it around. The fact that this team consistently has to find a way to turn it around. They have to go on one of those miracle runs, an 8-game win streak, a 16-game win streak. Something historic has to happen. McDavid puts up 30 points in 10 games and, does things that hasn't happened since the 80s. Oh, and the Oilers are suddenly back in a playoff race. Oh, and then they go on their deep run and it's all honky-dory. But you are playing with fire when you do this. The Oilers are 500. They are 6-4 on the season. And they are a team that very easily could maybe have 1 or 2 wins. This is a team that is playing uninspired, uninterested, boring hockey. And it starts at the top with Chris Knobloch. The fact that Stan Bowman went out and, Obviously, losing Corey Perry, that's a big loss to that locker room. Big voice, kept spirits up, would call guys out when they needed to be called out. You lose a Connor Brown, who's just a grinder, goes to work 110% every single shift. You know what you get from him every shift, right? You lose a couple of these guys, but Stan Bowman went out and he injected some youth into this lineup. Matthew Savoy made the team out of camp. Stan Bowman went and traded for Ike Howard. They went and got Tomaszek from overseas. Now, Tomaszek is not like, he's not like a kid by any stretch, but they added some youth to this lineup. And statistically, they should be a fast team. They should be able to skate. Chris Knobloch, as a coach, is coaching a system that prevents that from happening. This is a team that looks lethargic on a night-to-night basis. Trent Frederick is in year 1 of an 8-year contract worth almost $4 million per season. You are losing 9-1 on home ice. Where is the emotion? I'm going to pose a question to everybody watching right now, whether you're an Oilers fan or you're a fan of another team and you want to see what my reaction is tonight. I want to ask you this. When your team, and there's usually one blowout or two every single year, every team goes through it. Every team has one of those blowouts. When your team is getting blown out, when it is your team on your home ice getting blown out, is there ever a lack of emotion? Now, my second favorite team, many of you know, is the Boston Bruins. If the Bruins are losing, they actually just recently lost a game 7-2. And their coaching staff, Nico Sturm, he called the whole group out. And that team has rattled off 6 straight wins. Mason Lohrei was scratched for 5 straight games. Kick in the ass. Chris Knobloch has no kick in the ass. When he talked about accountability earlier in the season, especially that Utah game, well, the next game, Evan Bouchard had a game that was arguably worse than what Darnell Nurse was doing against Utah, and Evan Bouchard saw regular shifts. Ike Howard has one penalty that he takes or one giveaway, and he doesn't get to play the rest of the game. Like, that's not accountability at all. That is piss poor coaching. That is piss poor management of your assets. That is piss poor management of confidence. As a coach, you're supposed to drive these guys. You were driving them. This is a veteran group that, maybe sometimes you don't always have it, but clearly they are missing something right now. But again, going back to the question, if your team is losing by a significant margin in the third period, do they just roll over? Do they just show no emotion? Are the Oilers incapable of showcasing emotion? Are they incapable of showing anything that resembles hockey on the ice? You're getting blown out on home ice on a Saturday night. It's Hockey Night in Canada. This is a nationally televised game. The whole country just watch all of you get your asses whooped by a significantly better opponent. The Colorado Avalanche deserved everything tonight. There will be fans mad that they had McKinnon out there on the power play late in the third period for Colorado when they were up 7-1 or 8-1 or whenever their last power play was. No. If your opponent's going to stink, keep running up the score. And if they're not going to do anything about it emotionally, there was nobody on Edmonton that even tried to play emotional tonight. Nobody was throwing any hits. Nobody was trying to start scrums after whistles. I don't understand. Maybe I grew up in an era of hockey that's just too old school. Maybe everyone today in the NHL is softer than I'd like them to be. Now, I talked about not blowing out my vocal cords or giving myself a migraine at the start of this video because I said it wasn't worth it. Maybe there is a significant number of players that think dropping the gloves and showcasing emotion in a blowout loss also isn't worth it. Maybe you don't want to get your face caved in a blowout. But then what do you want to do? Are you like what we saw tonight? The team deems acceptable. And they'll go in front of the cameras and they'll say, well, that's unacceptable. And how about the goaltending? I'm told every single day by a section of fans that the goaltending is not the problem. Defensively is the biggest problem in Edmonton. And yes, defensively, obviously, the Oilers stink. They are not good. They do not generate high danger chances at a significant rate. They are giving up much more high danger chances than they did last season. Last year, the Oilers gave up the least amount of high danger chances in the entire NHL. This year, they're on pace to give up bottom 10 amount, as in like they're on pace to finish in the 20 to 30 range, which is not good. That's really bad. They are giving up a lot of high danger chances, and they are not generating anything on their own. But the goalies are not instilling confidence in that group. And Kevin Bieksa talked about it in the first intermission, how a couple early goals can deflate your team and suck confidence and suck the life out of your locker room. And for the Oilers, this has to be the nail in the coffin on this goaltending tandem. It has to be. You cannot sit here and say that you are a serious contending team. We are here to win a Stanley Cup. And you cannot say that and then run with Stu and picks. Again, you absolutely can't. I don't care who you call up. Now, it's not going to be Ingram. Ingram has dealt with so much personal stuff. You let him play in the AHL all year long. That is a project. That is a long-term project that maybe he comes back at some point this season. Maybe it's next season. I don't know, but there should not be a timetable on him, and there should not be pressure for him to come up and be the guy. But honestly, at this point, you put Calvin Pickard on waivers, you call it Matt Tompkins, you make a trade. I don't care what you do. You cannot keep running this goaltending tandem. You just cannot do it. Calvin Pickard is legitimately unplayable. And it's probably even sadder too. Like, again, I'm mad at the goaltending, obviously. But you know what that says about the group in front of the goalies too? That, you know, a bad goal is let up and you just throw your hands in the air and give up. It says a lot about the lack of character and the lack of team character in this group right now. Chris Knobloch's on the hot seat. In my day after discussion after the Dallas game, I said that his seat was probably a little bit warm. It's like level 1. I alluded to like a car seat, you know, the heated seat in a car, right? It has different levels. I alluded to the fact that Knobloch was probably on a level 1 hot seat. Nah, that's probably up to level 2 or level 3 now. Honestly, I'm not joking. And whether you think Knobloch is the problem or not, or whether you think that the goaltending is the problem or not, or whether you think the defense is the problem or not, or whether you think it's the forward group that's the problem or not, or maybe it's Stan Bowman is the problem. The fact that it could be literally any of those, that's a problem. This is an organizational issue. This team is not ready for the playoffs. They are not ready to go on a Stanley Cup run. Connor McDavid left money on the table to give this team an opportunity to add players. That money being left on the table does not kick in until next season. This season, they are cash-strapped. Oh, but Zach Hyman's coming back. You think Zach Hyman would have made a difference tonight? Honestly, ask yourself that. Do you think Zach Hyman would have made a difference tonight? Or Kasperi Kapanen? Or Matthias Janmark? No. This is a roster issue, a team issue, a coaching issue, a goaltending issue. There are so many problems to list right now. The team was finding ways to bank points, which is good. The fact that they're even 500 right now, I think, is a miracle. This is Dave Tippett levels of, oh my God, they need something to spark this group. I don't know what that is, but it starts with the goaltending, in my opinion, because no one else seems to know or have any of the answers. They've tried everything else. They fired Woodcroft 2 years ago. They revamped their defensive group. They've revamped the forward group. The only thing they haven't tried to upgrade over the past 2.5, almost 3 seasons now is the goaltending. Sam Bowman, throw this team a lifeline here and do something. Last year, the Colorado Avalanche were doing what the Oilers were doing. They just couldn't get a save. They were up and down. They were around 500. They made 2 trades. They picked up Wedgwood and I'm blanking on the other goalie's name for some reason, but they picked up their 2 goalies. Right? You can't run with this tandem anymore. You just can't. It's unacceptable. And I don't care if you are the biggest Skinner apologist or the biggest Calvin Pickard apologist. We have to accept the reality that this team is not going to go anywhere with this current tandem. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And obviously, you could have had a Hall of Fame goaltender. You could have had Patrick Waugh in his prime or Dominik Hasek in his prime in front of this or behind this group tonight. Wouldn't have made a difference because the team in front is also not playing inspired hockey at all. I am not taking questions tonight. It is taking everything in my power to just not lose my absolute marbles. If I didn't have 3 cats that are sleeping right now, and if I did not have upstairs neighbors that are probably also trying to sleep right now, this probably would have been a full-blown crash out. I'm not kidding. But I'm at the same time, I'm losing energy with this group. I'm losing energy. It's not good. It's not good enough. They have tomorrow off to self-reflect, make a move. I don't know. Janmark's going to be in the lineup soon. Janmark, hey, oh, love that. Brutal. Unacceptable. Embarrassing. Sad. Pathetic. Losers. Got Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid in their prime, and they're playing like losers along with the rest of the lineup. It's sad. Safe to say, it is sad. Chris Knobloch on the hot seat. If it were up to me, Chris Knobloch, gone. Uninspired hockey. Don't like the system that he plays. Has sucked all the life out of this group. And the goaltending. Both. I don't care anymore. Trade them both. Don't care. Put them both on waivers. Call up whoever. Literally do not care anymore. No questions tonight. Tell someone that you love them. And as always, fight like a kid. Fight like Ben. Let's go Oilers. Actually, you know what? No, not let's go Oilers. I'm not ending on, no. Tell someone that you love them and fight like a kid, fight like Ben. And that's where I'm going to end it.